Hello, welcome to another episode of my podcast. Tonight's guest is a wheel Kent face, John May. Some folk will ken him for the swimming pool, some will ken him as the lifeboat. Hello, John, FITLIKE.
Oh, I'm all right, yourself?
Hey, thanks. And thank you very much for coming on.
Any bother at all?
Good. Right, we'll start with Saturday, John. Of course, we had the big match, the Broch against Celtic for a lifeboat. How did everything go for you, do you think?
Well, I thought it was brilliant. I thought the whole day was brilliant. Apart from the morning, if it was lush and rain, I thought it was going to be a bit of a disaster. But no, turned out all right. I think the Broch Football Club organised that thing so well. The no carry on about getting in, and I think was so good. And it's same way, ticket sales was amazing. I think was sold collection buckets. I made a lot of money out of that. So the game was really good as well. Abdi, I've spoken to, really enjoyed it. Thought Broch put in a great show, especially when they were playing like two teams. Again, it was like one half, and then a whole new team went on. I thought, oh, that's a bit. Well, that's just the way it went. But they really put in a great performance. I thought, especially again. But I was good. Really enjoyed it. Abdi, I've spoken to, enjoyed it.
Good. And you guys were selling the tickets. How did that go for you?
That was really good. I think the first day we got the tickets, we sold most of them, I think. The tickets we got doing, I think we sold, I think it was 200 left or something. And then we got another 200 doing, and they were sold. And it's kind of like there's been folk crying for tickets up to the very last day again. But they went pretty quick. I mean, Monday and Tuesday, they were basically all sold.
Well, that's good. Such was the interest. I mean, it was 53 years to the day that the last game was played. Of course, COVID put paid till it'd been on the 50th year, but it went well.
Aye, well, this was it. It was supposed to be happening. Well, that was like 2020. We had a remembrance service doing it all Kirk. Princess Anne was up and on. And then Celtic was supposed to come up here. I think it was in May kind of time. But then, as you can, COVID hit. And that was the end of the story. So it was good to see it. They contacted the Broch again to come up again, because Abdi didn't care if it was going to happen, if it was going to be ongoing, or if it was going to happen. But it was really good of them to contact us again and come back up again. So good on him.
A massive thank you for Celtic for making it happen. It would have been easier for them to say no and they did, but they did it, and it was a great day.
Oh, it's for him to come back up again. I mean, it's 3 years since it was supposed to be happening, and 3 years is a long time. Folk can forget about things like that. But I mean, the connection with the Broch, with the last team, so it was pretty good of them to come up and put in the effort. And I think, gone by Abdi's response on the day, it was a really good day, and I suppose they probably enjoyed it and all.
I'm sure they did. Now, a guy stopped me on Sunday. He says, well, he says, I'm not asking how much was made, but he says, how does the money help the lifeboats? I thought, well, I'm speaking to John on Monday night. John will explain that. So how does the fund you get? What does that do for a lifeboat, John?
Well, what happens is normally there's a lot of times folk is fundraising things, and unless it's like stated it has to go into a certain lifeboat, it would probably just go into the whole pot at the RNLI. But when we spoke about it at a football meeting, they said they wanted it to go into the Broch. So it's going into the Broch lifeboat, it doesn't go anywhere else. But for like a cat where I want to get the lifeboat is in the stages, it's not happening yet, but it's going to want to get moved before it's sitting at into another station, and it's going to cost a lot of money to do that, to put in pontoons now, so it could get towards that. But even the kit and stuff that we buy for ourselves, there's a lot of stuff going on, and it's nothing to regards the lifeboat cheap. So the running costs and everything for stuff that we need to for ourselves, it goes towards that, so it can go a long way.
That's good. So you're saying the lifeboat, for its that news moving, are you at liberty to say for it's gone, or is that still hush hush?
Well, the word is it's supposed to be going round beside the harbour office, in front of the harbour office. This has been ongoing for a while, for it's situated at, I knew it was near the best place for it. Ken. So whether we've had to shift it, the wind's in a certain direction and motion comes into Herber, so we have to shift it inside the Herber anyway. So they're speaking about shifting it, and as far as I can, it's all been passed. So it's just a case of time and waiting to see if it's going to happen with it. It'll be on a pontoon kind of thing rather than steps. Like Fitter is already doing here. See for that wind kite boats, it's going to be like a small version of it. So that's what they're speaking about.
All right. I just noticed what you're wearing on act. I'm glad you didn't hat on and said, are they?
Well, it might have caused a bit of a starking.
It'd been a talking point anyway.
Turned up with that, Ken.
Fine, please, you didn't. So, as I said at the start of the podcast, a lot of folk will ken you for swimming. So, can you take me back to when you started swimming, John? That'd been a good while ago now, was it?
Well, I swam when I was young, and I was in the sea cadets a long time. I was years in the sea cadets, so I swam for them. And I was never in the swimming club. I wasn't that competitive, but I swam for a school and I swam for the sea cadets. And I was in my thing. I was fishing for like 18 years, and I was wanting to do that. And then it was 1994, I think, a job came up in Peterhead swimming pool, and I was actually working in Harvester Trawls at the time in Rowan Morris. So I'd like Pastor one early hours on Monday morning. He was a swimming pool manager at the time in the Broch, and we was helping him run a swimming club at the time, me and my wife and a few other folk. And he says, "Oh, there's a job come up in the swimming pool." And I says, "Oh, very good." I'm quite happy for him, that. But he got an application to me.
Okay.
And I'd never filled up an application in my life, ever. So he says, "Oh, come up," and he says, "I'll let you see if it do." So I filled it up and put him doing for a reference, and I got the job. But it was the best thing I ever did. I was like 20, I was 4 years in Peterhead and 20 years in the Broch, and it's a great job, really a good job. And you get to ken so much folk. Abdi against the swimming pool. So the amount of folk I've met and learned to swim and coached with swimming club and things like that, it's great.
It must have been a huge change for you getting to sea to then working at a pool.
Oh, I just luckily enough, I was helping out with the swimming club, so I had done we did at that time, it was like a bronze medallion, so we did that through Ron Morris, and just so we could help out with the swimming club, and then we did our teachers with Ron Morris and through the swimming club. So I had all that in place, so I had an idea of how it kind of worked it, but I never actually worked in the swimming pool. But you have to learn pretty quick.
You'd been amusing times there enough, good times there, I suppose.
Oh, really good times. The folk I work at with, then they were something else. It was like a family, especially in the all pool. That was more like a family kind of thing. Once you get down to the pool, the new pool, it was a lot bigger and a lot more, and again, commercial, and again, different things was going on. It never happened in our pool, but the all pool was good memories. Good laugh. No.
So when it was time to shift to our pool, John, was it just past its sale by date?
It was. They had repaired it. It was repaired like a couple of years before, but I think it was just done. Basically, it was the coaster running it. Repairs and the heating was needing updated and everything. So to get and do that, it would have of course millions. So they just reckoned it. And new was better.
Okay. So there's still folk to this day miss the mushy.
That's right.
There's still folk to this day miss the mushy.
Aye, I would say that. Aye, if Fitzharbour side of the pool is, you can walk up past it. Aye, for it was, and you wouldn't even it was there.
Aye.
Apart from car park, there's nothing left but apart from a tree. And the memories of the old pool was pretty good. That's kind of was my best memories because it was just like a big family.
Aye. And is the statue of the Scurries, has it been moved down or not?
That was one of the things, because when we were on that fish committee thing for but raise money for a pool. It was more for a not for a pool. It had really near to do with the actual building of the pool, but like a flume and equipment that was going into it. That's what the money for fish went for. And when we started it, that was one of the things. When we put in a suggestion box into the old pool asking if folk wanted. And there's two things came up. Who are other things? They wanted a coffee with sausage rolls, which they had in the old pool, and they wanted the scurries moved because they spoke about a new statue. They didn't get somebody to design it and everything. And everybody was saying, well, what I mean to that scurry's been there for a long time. Can we just get it repaired and move it down? So that's what it was doing, and it's still there yet. Again.
And Fuwal is a scurry statue now.
Oh, I honestly couldn't tell you. I think it was it in the 70s or something it went in. It won an award, a design award or something again for it years and years ago, and then it was white when it first started, but then apparently the folk in the youth centre had a bit of a go at it, and it was all different colours, pinks and oranges, and then I can thought when they decided for going back to the new pool, they would take it back and kind of revamp it back to fit it was originally. And you'll get doing you'll get doing yet past the pool, and the kids will be climbing on it, which they've done for the day one it went anyhow. So it's can't see it back.
It's just part and parcel of the Brock pool, it did.
That's it. Aye, that's exactly what it is. I mean, I would say if you get through into folk nowadays, kind of like my age or whatever, well, when you get the pool, what you do, climb on the scurries. That was the thing. All these did. So
just part of the pool.
Yeah, that was a bit of time.
So, when did you first get involved with the lifeboat, and how did you get involved with it?
Well, that's a strange thing now, because I didn't. I thought about it doing enough for years and years, and we actually had a fun day in the back of the old swimming pool, run by fish, and Victor was up and was going to, it. When you put your head through a hole and folk throw sponges at you.
No,
So I was roped in to put my head through the hole. So I went down to Victor and I says, look, and he says, oh, you can get a shot of dry suit. So I got a shot of the dry suit, and when he was up and we had a fun day again, my wife had asked him, who all of you be going on the lifeboat? And apparently you have got to join before you're 55. Well, I think at that point I might have been 52.
Okay.
And he says to her, and she says, oh, Jones, I fancy a lifeboat. He says, well, tell me to come down in here and use me. So I get down the following week, and that was in 2012, I think it was, when I joined. And that was it. You get doing but I'd been to fishing before, and again, I can't fit I was letting myself in for, so it wasn't so bad. But I really enjoyed that and all.
What sort of training were you been doing to sea, and then you got Tino on? What sort of training had you just initially before you came to sea? Right, on the lifeboat.
In the lifeboat. Well, you have to do 3 like acquaintance trips that you can out. Just all kinds of weather, depends what kind of day you can do. On a Thursday night, they take you out and let you see how it performs, the lifeboat, and kind of things you do, like they do towing exercises, and they do anchoring and man overboard, heaps of different things. And you do your 3 acquaintance trips, and if you're happy with it, you start doing like a planner. One thing, kind of like being a joiner or a plumber, you've got to go through the training to do it, and you just every week you go to do a different kind of training, and it's really good, Ken. But there is a big advantage if you've been to sea and you've put up with the conditions and stuff like that, Ken. But it was good, so I've been here ever since.
Well, more often than not, the lifeboat goes out in pier with her. So, see, when you hear the long ago, there used to be a boom went off, and that was a lifeboat. See, when you hear that, how do you react? How do you start feeling when you hear that?
Well, there's no booms now. The hidden Saturday, just for all time's sake. But no, we've all got pagers. Your pager goes off only time. It's just, and again, it's just like a switch goes on. It's like adrenaline. It could be in the middle of the night, could be through the day. That was the only thing that I couldn't do. I wasn't allowed to leave my job. because I was a key holder in the pool, so I couldn't walk away and leave it to
Oh,
somebody else. So, but the only other time, when I was at home and stuff like that, the thing was, you didn't ken you was going to. When it went off, it was just go, get doing, get changed, and usually the first 7 folk that was there was the 7 folk that went. You need a coxswain and a mechanic and a navigator, and then 4 other crew. So usually when you get doing it was just for the first 7 that went there. You didn't. It could have been a flat calm day. It could have been a storm. You didn't think it was going out till. It was just. I think when the adrenaline kicked in, it didn't make any difference. You just went again.
Mm-hmm. So still from the boom went off. I'm still in the boom days, John. For the boom went. For sort of time scale, we'll look at the boat hits water.
Well, I would say I've seen 9 times out of 10, the boat would have been launched within 10 minutes.
Wow.
It wasn't, Ken, you're near long. Before you can do, and I'm quite hot, quite near, I by them Brexy, so it was just a case of jump aboard the car and doing it. The first person doing just open the door, put on the lights and everything, and then first mechanic came doing, get doing and started up the boat and everything. You could be launched in easy 10 minutes.
Okay. Can you remember the first shout you ever got?
Oh, I think it was a search for something. Somebody could miss in or something like that, and we could do it in search. But it was they were found. I think they were found okay. The first team. That was one of the first teams. I think I was over at. And that was never at all.
Okay. So you must have been out some alpha weathers and dangerous. Can you regale us with some tales of some really dangerous times you've been out?
Well, it was on the TV from went down to pick up that boat at Peterhead. That was a poor day. We got down. It was called out in the afternoon. It was actually from Peterhead. It was off service there. Their lifeboat wasn't going to sea. So there was a boat, they said, broken down outside Peterhead, just off a Bodham. And we went down, left the harbour here, and a cracking afternoon. The sun was just beating down, and it was flat calm.
Okay.
And Abdi says the same thing. Oh, a fine day for a sail. We got Runebeek, and it was a wee bit poorer. But by the time we got down to Ratra, it was just, the wind was southerly, and the boat was just all the place. And when we got down to the boat, it was the Northern Eagle. He'd broken down, and he'd no steer, and his rudder was, again, it was jammed, I thought it was, but he couldn't steer. So we got a hold of him and towed him in to Peterhead, and that was, I mean, Victor was brilliant that day, and I just can try to get a tower boat behind you into Peterhead. It's no got no steering. One minute he was looking out the stern of the boat, it was a lot one side, then it was a lot other side, and we got it into Peterhead and got tied up, and that was pretty bad. Like, but I've been out in some poor days, but you just nothing about it. I think if you thought about it, you wouldn't be gone.
Is there ever a decision made that it is just too rock for a lifeboat to go on?
Nah, I There's never been. You can. I mean, there is times that the lifeboat doesn't have to go out again. Like if there's a boat broken down or something, and there's a boat alongside it, it could tow it in. There's no point in the lifeboat going out again. Mm-hmm. But it's no. I've never heard of a lifeboat. Can somebody say no? You're not allowed to go out.
Okay. So when it's time to go, it's time to go.
Usually.
Now, see if you're out. I'm just trying to imagine scenarios. Do you ever hate transport folk from one boat onto the lifeboat? And if so, how do we do it?
Oh, I've done that a few times. It depends. Depends kind of weather. If the weather's not that bad, we've got an XP boat, which you call an XP boat. It's just a small inflatable dinghy with an outboard, so we can launch that. And again, we've done it up in Resort. We've taken folk off the rocks here, took folk off the rocks at St Haven and all, and you just transfer them on, take them back to the lifeboat, because there's a lot of times the lifeboat can't get into further folks out again. So you get in and transfer them. But we've gone alongside the boats of 4 and 10 folk off again with casualties. It's hurt themselves or whatever. Take them in and transfer them into ambulance and things, stuff like that. Different ways of doing it. And usually if they're hurt, we'll put them on a stretcher and get them across. So there's a few different ways. Depends on the scenario.
Aye. And so with your tier boat, most of the fishing boats will be a lot bigger than a lifeboat. Does a
Oh, aye.
lifeboat ever get damaged by a boat swallowing or moving towards you?
Aye, oh, it's been damaged a couple of times. You've just to watch what you're doing. Again, there's just different scenarios, different things you've got to do. Again, we've been out afore, the same kind of idea, and no folk getting transferred, but like a pump getting transferred, a boat's been sinking, or again we've transferred that across and pumped the boat out and got them in. Again, there's a few different scenarios like that.
If you're doing all this dangerous work, are you strapped to the side of the lifeboat or are you moving freely? Or does that again depend on what you have to do?
You can, I mean, every life jacket's got a clip and a strap, so you can click yourself on, kind of, it was really poor, but most of the time, if we're going out to somebody and it's really close weather, we're inside all the time. Again, you're doing the right up the end, our seat belts and everything in the our seats, so we're strapped until we get here. And then depending on the weather and the conditions, again, you'll either strap yourself onto the rail or just whatever you've got. You've just got to do what you've got to do, Ken. Whatever's better.
You ever had to get into water for folk?
Oh, I've been into water a few times. I've never been in for folk, but I would say one of the most successful rescues I've ever had was at a beach. There was 3 kids in the water, and they were over about Tiger Hill somewhere, and they were getting like pulled out into sea. One of them, a wave took one of them and washed them anyway. So she had the common sense to ring, get her phone and phone the Coast Guard. And we was launching out for him. And that day, we was launched out the quickest I would say I've ever seen a boat launched. We actually went out, and they were close in. They were far out for what they should have been doing. But we had to get us close in. That I would say the lifeboat was touching the bottom that day.
Oh, me.
And I mind throwing it up to a lassie. She got a hood out and we got her in over. But there was a young lad here and one of the guys jumped in and get him. And we reckon, well, it was I think it was the paramedics, I can't mind, said if they'd been other 5 minutes, they wouldn't had it. But they were both, we took them in and we warmed them up and they get through to Aberdeen, the hospital. They were there for 24 hours and luckily Abdi was all right that day.
See, when you're doing something like that, John, you put the lifeboat back that shit. How do you switch off? How do you calm down?
You can't, well, we like that. I think it's the result you get. If you come in and all hands went fine and you've saved folk, again, it gives adrenaline's fearsome, but at least you get home and you think, well, again, that was something.
Mm-hmm.
It could have gone completely the opposite way, but it didn't. And there is times we've been out and things hadn't worked out as football we would have liked, but we can't do nothing about it either.
No. So you're saying there's times you've gone out and you haven't been able to save folk?
Well, I mean, there's a couple of, one of the searches that we never got nobody. The other one, it's one of the worst things is you go out and you get a boat, it sinks. I mean, we get out a boat out here, about 30 mile off, something like that. And the lads was acting out over, but eventually the boat took a fire, and eventually she sunk in her ning. That was tragic. Can seeing somebody's livelihood disappear under the waves. Again, you can buy another boat, but it's no fine seeing it. Again, as long as Abdi was all right, that was the main thing.
Aye, that's the main thing. Aye. So if it's a forest sort of mileage you going off, well, for the it's no miles you can't see, but is it?
Well, our area with the Broch lifeboat is for like, say, Troop Head, which is beside Pennan, to Ratrahead, which is a lighthouse.
Mm-hmm.
That's the 2 areas, east and west, and then 70 mile off.
Okay, that's a fair distance of off, isn't it?
Long way away.
That must take a while to get till on a poor day, is it 70 mile?
Oh, aye, in a poor day, but in a bonny day, the boat gains up 25 knots, so.
Oh, okay.
That's.
So you get that in any time at all.
Oh, aye. Aye, it would take a few hours, like, but you
Aye.
would get.
So just say you've got a young lad, keen to
Mhm.
join the lifeboat. What would you say to him?
Aye, I would go for it. Aye, definitely. Definitely. It's one of the best. I'm disappointed I never did it years before.
Okay.
And as I'm saying, well, I've stopped getting out in the lifeboat now, but I'm launch authority, so I'm still involved in getting down to the lifeboat shed and everything. Fits really fine lads. You get a good laugh, and kettle's eye on. That's the best bit.
Aye. I said there, lad, is there only females going aboard the boat?
Aye, there's been a few. There's a lassie just joined a new, young lassie. I think there's been 4 or 5, I think, since I've started.
Nah, that's good, isn't it? Just
Sure, 4 or 5.
very good. Well, John, it's been an absolute pleasure speaking to you, getting a quick insight into FITLIKE. We are swimming in your lifeboat, and I can only say that probably thousands of folks say about the lifeguard, you're just an absolute credit to FITLIKE in such dangerous, hazardous conditions.
Well, the good thing about it is you can only do fuzz the same as with folk running about you. If you've got a good team running about you, well, it's pretty good. That's the main thing, and it's like a family, and you've got the support that Abdi can run about you. And if you know here, Abdi says it must be really scary. I've honestly never felt scared because the guy steering the boat is just spot on, and the crew that's aboard with you, Abdi watches each other's back. So again, if you've a good team, you can do a lot.
And mix it in with adrenaline rush, there's nothing to stop you.
Well, that's it. That's what they say.
And a good FITLIKE up when you come back in.
Well, this is it. That's the thing. Can you come in and you'll get to the station and get a cup of tea, and we'll decide, we'll have a debrief and fits happening and stuff like that. And it's usually pretty good. Like,
very good. Well, as I said, John, you guys are just absolute heroes in the length and breadth of the country. There's been thousands of lives saved by guys like you, and you're just, like I say, you're absolute worth every bit of praise you guys get.
well, I was just a bit on Facebook. I was looking at it the last day, and that was one of the shouts that I went out. A kite surfer, a few years ago, now, just out here, his girlfriend, he got into trouble, and his girlfriend phoned, and it was 140,000th life saved was that guy, and it was a Broch lifeboat that did it.
That's another cracking milestone, eh?
Aye. Well, the Broch was the first lifeboat ever in Scotland.
Magic. Right, John, we've got to stop it there, my friend. We could chat for hours. But once again, thank you very much for coming on. It's been an absolute blast speaking to you. Thank you very much, John.
Okay, thank you, Willie. Right, see you later now.
Take care, pal.